Welcome to this space, a quiet place where souls learn to listen to the voice of the universe and the whisper within themselves. If you're hearing this message today, know this, it isn't a coincidence. Something in your energy is shifting, and the universe wants you to pause, take a deep breath, and truly listen. Because a warning is coming not to frighten you, but to awaken you before it's too late. In the next 72 hours, your destiny may turn in a completely different direction. And before that happens, I need you to listen slowly, deeply, because every word you're about to hear carries a code written just for you. Aries. When I look at the cards trembling in the dim candlelight, I can feel something moving in the air, a heavy wave, cold and silent, like the darkness right before a storm. The universe is breathing fast, and your name echoes through that emptiness, like a call from destiny itself. There are moments in life when it doesn't whisper softly anymore, it shouts, so we finally wake up. And Aries, this is one of those moments. Every sign, every shift points in the same direction toward a shadow that's getting closer with each passing minute. But it isn't coming to destroy you. It's here to test your spirit, that fierce light inside you that no wind could ever put out. I can feel fear knocking at your heart, but fear, my dear Aries, is only a mirror. It reflects the courage that's waiting to be called by its name. Look straight into it, and you'll see only in the dark do we truly discover how bright our fire can burn. In the next 72 hours, your world will shift quietly. Others might not see it, but deep in the layers of energy, the currents are already changing course. Every choice, no matter how small, is a compass needle. A word, a thought, even one breath of hesitation can shape what's about to unfold. So I want you to slow down. Listen to yourself. Watch everything around you without rushing to react. Let your intuition lead, because an Aries intuition never lies. If tonight you feel tired, if your shoulders ache like they're carrying the weight of the world, know that it isn't random. Your body is responding to the movements of the universe. Strong souls like yours always sense the wave before it reaches the shore, and when it does, the universe simply wants you to pause to remember that not every battle needs a weapon. Some battles are won with a still heart. Picture yourself standing in a vast desert, the sun setting behind distant mountains, and the wind beginning to change its direction. That moment just before night takes over is when you can finally hear the deepest voice within. It whispers, "Don't be afraid." This path was written so you could remember the light you've carried all along. Aries, everything that's happening now isn't meant to break you. It's here to remind you of your strength. The world needs souls like yours, souls brave enough to stand in the dark and prove that faith can still survive the longest night. You weren't born to run from fear. You were born to turn it into wisdom, into the torch that lights the way for others. And when you realize that, fear loses its power. Darkness stops being the enemy, it becomes a quiet teacher, showing you endurance, clarity, and truth. Then, in the stillness between two heartbeats, you'll feel it, something brushing gently against your energy, a soft intuition, yet undeniable. The darkness isn't alone. It carries the shadow of someone you never suspected, someone who smiles when you look at them, but in the night, whispers words that make your light fade, slowly, quietly, almost unnoticeably. And as the night finally falls, the story opens to a new chapter where the truth about the one who hides in the dark is about to be revealed. Some people enter our lives with warm smiles, gentle hugs, and words that sound so sincere, you believe them, the way you believe in the first light of morning. There's something about their presence that makes you feel safe, but sometimes right inside that comfort, darkness quietly finds its hiding place. It doesn't arrive with noise or chaos. It comes in silence, the kind of silence only someone skilled at hiding can create. That person could be someone you see every day, someone who once held your hand through a hard season, or maybe just someone who's always there when you smile. But if you look closely, really closely, you'll notice something different in their eyes. A trace of envy, a strange shadow in their gaze. They say nothing, but their energy has changed, and your soul, sensitive as skin under sunlight, has already felt it for a long time. Lately, you've probably felt drained for no clear reason. The air feels heavy, your dreams have turned strange, and sometimes you hear a small voice inside whisper, "Be careful." That's not your imagination. That's your intuition, the deepest part of you sending out a quiet call for help. The universe is trying to wake you up before it's too late. Negative energy can't always be seen with the eyes, but it's there like a thin smoke curling around the light, like a cold draft slipping through a door that no one opened. The one standing in the dark has learned how to use energy against you, not through words, but through thoughts, through jealousy that's been building up over time. They see your strength, your light, the love you attract, and it hurts them. Instead of healing, they choose destruction. But listen closely, someone else's envy can never touch your soul unless you let it. Every psychic attack feeds on fear. When you hold on to faith and love in your heart, you become a flame that darkness cannot consume. They may reach the surface, but inside where your light lives, you remain whole, radiant, untouchable. Think back to the times you were hurt. Each crack in you wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a place where the light could enter. Those wounds made you deeper, taught you how to listen, how to love, how to tell truth from illusion. So now, when the hidden enemy steps out of the dark, don't panic. Just stand still. Look at them as if you're looking into a mirror that reflects the weakness you've already overcome. Maybe they're here to test your heart, to see if you still believe in goodness, if you still dare to keep your light when everything turns gray. But remember, the universe never sends anything without purpose. Sometimes the betrayer is simply the messenger that leads you to your deepest strength. And when you understand that, when you stop looking at them with anger and start seeing them with awareness, the darkness loses its hold. Because nothing terrifies negative energy more than a heart that still chooses compassion. Now, as the night exhales around you, close your eyes for a moment. Feel the subtle movements in the air. Each breeze carries a message. Each sound holds a spirit. Something is about to be revealed, a sign, a truth that's been hidden, a gentle test that the universe is placing before you. Listen deeply, Aries. For the very moment your inner light touches that darkness, the story will rise to a new level where the signs become clear, undeniable. And you'll finally understand this attack was never truly invisible. In the stillness of the night, everything around you seems to stop breathing. Time loosens its grip, and within that silence, something strange begins to grow, as if your soul is hearing something the human ear was never meant to catch. It's the heartbeat of a coming storm, the one the cards call the tower of collapse and rebirth. When the tower appears, it doesn't bring comfort. It is the thunder in the night that announces a destined rain. Everything that once felt solid begins to crack: relationships, beliefs, even the image you hold of yourself. All of it is being pulled into the light to be seen again, to be chosen again. Because not everything you've built was made on truth. And when the universe wants to free you from what no longer belongs, it doesn't whisper, it strikes like lightning. You may find yourself surrounded by strange signs, someone avoiding your gaze, a careless word that stings deeper than it should, a recurring dream where you keep running but never arrive. The Seven of Swords reversed reveals itself, speaking of hidden betrayal, of gentle hands concealing a blade. Perhaps you've already felt it, but you keep searching for explanations. You keep believing, because your nature is to see the good in others, even when the shadow is standing right before you. But sometimes, the light of kindness can blind us to the darkness drawing near. The Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups appear silent witnesses of sorrow. They come not to frighten you, but to warn that someone is trying to cut the threads that hold your most precious connections: love, trust, compassion. They want to isolate you, believing that when you stand alone, your light will fade. What they don't know is that when everything around you falls apart, that's when Aries begins to find its true form. You were born from fire, and fire doesn't fear the dark. It only fears forgetting that it can burn. In the next few days, what's been hidden will begin to surface. The sun is eclipsed by the moon, a symbol of truth buried but never extinguished. Even in the darkest night, there's a thin line of light still moving, searching for its way back. And that light is you. Don't fight the storm, let it take away what no longer serves you. Sometimes, only after everything collapses can we see what our true foundation is. Chaos is not the ending, it's the first chapter of rebirth. If you feel weary, lean into the stillness. Take a long, deep breath. Because the truth is coming not to scare you, but to give you back the power of seeing clearly. And when that light begins to rise, you'll see not only the betrayer but also yourself, the truest, strongest version of you, ready for a new beginning. In the soft glow of that coming truth, a movement stirs, gentle, subtle. It no longer carries the taste of fear, but the sound of a calling. Wake up, because the fire within you is about to awaken. And from that very moment, the story begins to open into another realm where inner strength takes shape, where the ancient flame inside you begins to blaze, and everything that once hid in the shadows will bow before the light returning home. When the magician appears, the air itself seems to change. Everything slows down, deepens, as if time has quietly opened a secret door meant only for you. There is no more fear, no more chaos, only a strange stillness, powerful yet calm, like a light slowly rising from beneath the earth. It is the signal of awakening, a calling from the part of your soul you thought was long forgotten. You've carried the seed of magic within you all along. You felt it in fleeting moments when sunlight filters through the trees on a peaceful morning, or when your eyes meet someone's sorrow and somehow, without words, your silence comforts them. But now, that seed is stirring. It's cracking open. It wants to bloom. In the coming days, you may feel things shifting inside you. Your body becomes more sensitive, a warm current may rise along your spine. Tiny sparks of light may flash behind your closed eyes, or perhaps you'll hear a faint calling in the middle of the night, not from outside, but from deep within. Don't be afraid. It isn't an illusion. It's your soul whispering, "I'm ready." The fire within you no longer wants to sleep. It wants to be seen, to breathe, to lead. And even if the world doesn't yet understand what's happening, the universe does. Every soul that reaches this point must walk through the mist between light and shadow. You don't have to fight. You only have to surrender to your own breath and trust that a greater power is surrounding you. Place your hand gently over your heart. Feel it beating. Each pulse is proof that you are still here, still chosen to continue this journey. And in the moments when you feel weakest, remember only the strongest souls are allowed to face this kind of trial. The magician doesn't come to tell you to become someone new. It comes to remind you that you already hold the power of creation you've just forgotten. That power doesn't live in grand rituals, but in the small choices you make every day: how you forgive, how you love, how you keep your kindness even when you're hurting. A keeper of the sacred fire is not someone who never falls. They are the ones who have fallen many times, and each time they rise, they find another spark of light in their cracks. When that light becomes strong enough, it begins to guide others who are lost in the dark. If you ever feel lonely in this process, look up at the night sky. Those stars aren't close to one another, yet together they light an entire heaven. You are one of them, standing among millions of other flames, each one a journey, a story, a heart learning how to love again. And then, there comes a moment when you no longer wish to fight the darkness, but to understand it. That's when the miracle happens. The fire inside you softens. It no longer burns to destroy, but glows to warm. You'll start noticing gentle changes around you, unexpected encounters, signs repeating, intuitions that prove true. Because once your fire awakens, the universe begins to rearrange itself, guiding you to where you truly belong. And in that stillest moment, when your heart trembles with something it can't quite name, you'll understand, this isn't just awakening, it's an invitation. A calling from destiny itself, to step forward into the place where light and challenge meet, where fate is quietly preparing to reveal what cannot be undone. There are moments in life when time seems to hold its breath, when everything around you slows down in a strange, deliberate way. You can almost feel it, the universe preparing for a great turning. In those days that look ordinary on the surface, something subtle is moving underneath, gentle, but powerful enough for your soul to notice. Your intuition sharpens, your sleep grows lighter, and sometimes, even a whisper of wind can make your heart tremble. The wheel of fortune is shifting, Aries, and when it turns, no one can remain still. From the 3rd to the 7th of the coming month, your energy will be tested deeply. Everything will feel like a chain of quiet lessons, unexpected encounters, words that cut deeper than they should, situations where you'll have to choose between logic and intuition. But don't be afraid. What's coming isn't punishment, it's a remembrance. It's life's way of asking you to remember who you truly are. This crossroads is not for the fragile. It's for souls who have walked through many seasons of pain and still kept their kindness. When the wheel turns, it can lift you high or pull you down, but the direction depends on your awareness. If you react with fear, you'll fall. If you face it with calm, you'll rise. During this time, everything around you becomes sensitive. The good will draw closer, the false will reveal themselves faster. It's the moment when light and shadow coexist in the same space, and you must learn to recognize truth with your heart. Trust your first feeling, your intuition is the map. Because not everyone deserves to step into your sacred space, and not every smile is a blessing. You might feel alone for a while. People who once felt familiar may quietly drift away. But don't mourn that loss. Isolation is part of purification. When the universe prepares you for something great, it removes the noise so you can finally hear your own voice. In that stillness, you'll see which bonds are real and which were only temporary, wearing the mask of love or loyalty. Let your heart be your compass. It doesn't need to know what tomorrow holds, only that this heartbeat is real, this breath is real, and the light within you still exists. Every breath is a choice to trust fear or to trust your strength. Aries, you were born to act, but in the days ahead, the universe doesn't ask for action, it asks for stillness. Sometimes the bravest thing isn't to move forward, but to stand steady, to hold your center and let the storm pass on its own. And when you do, you'll feel it, a subtle shift in the air, a quiet door opening somewhere deep inside. Beyond that door, something waits for you. Not danger, but an invitation. A signal that you've become strong enough to step into a higher realm of your journey where you'll no longer fight alone, but begin to sense the presence of other souls walking toward the same light beside you. Sometimes, it's in the darkest seasons of life that we finally see who's truly standing beside us. Because the light of truth only becomes visible when darkness falls, and in moments of exhaustion, loneliness, and silence, we begin to see the real faces of the souls around us. Some come to us with smiles, but disappear quietly the moment we fall. Others say nothing, promise nothing, yet they remain steady, constant, like a small lamp burning through the longest night, just so we know we were never completely alone. This world moves by subtler laws than we realize. Some connections don't need words or reasons, only the resonance of two souls that recognize each other. Those who carry the element of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, often have a sharp instinct for this. They can feel when you're weak, when your heart is trembling, and somehow they arrive at just the right moment, as if sent by the universe itself. That person may not be your closest friend, and they don't need to understand your whole story. Their presence alone awakens a quiet truth inside you, the reminder that you are seen, you are understood, you are protected. Aries, you are strong. You've learned to walk alone, believing no one could ever truly understand you. But even the fiercest souls need a place to rest their head when night falls. Let your heart soften. Let someone touch the part of you that still trembles. Connection doesn't make you weaker, it makes you real. And sometimes, being real is the most powerful energy of all. When the world feels too loud, pause and look closer. Who gives you peace, even in silence? Who makes you feel like yourself again? That's the ally the card spoke of, a soul who carries fire not to burn, but to guide, who knows when to stay quiet, when to fight, and who trusts in light more than fear. Choose your companions with intuition, not emotion. Emotion can be blind, but intuition always knows. If someone's presence feels like ease, if their voice settles your heart, if they show up expecting nothing, that's a sign of true alignment. The universe sends such souls, not to save us, but to walk beside us through the dimming path ahead. You don't have to fight alone anymore. Sometimes, knowing that somewhere, someone is silently praying for you is enough for the light to begin returning. And within that flow of energy, you'll notice something strange every time you open your heart. The world opens with it. Old wounds begin to heal. New connections quietly form. And amid all that motion, you'll sense a subtle change, as if a door is slowly opening, letting in warm light that touches the deepest part of your being. That light doesn't just come from others. It also rises from within you, from the part that's ready to love again, ready to trust, ready to move through challenge toward true awakening. And as that warmth spreads through every cell of your being, you'll understand every meeting has a reason. Every soul that crosses your path carries a gift. Then, in the stillness, you'll feel it clearly, the flame within you growing stronger, brighter, as if fueled by the goodness of every kindred soul around you. And from that place, a new chapter quietly begins, where challenges are no longer feared, but embraced as lessons, where darkness no longer threatens, but becomes the backdrop against which your light shines more brilliantly than ever. When darkness arrives, most of us assume we've done something wrong. We ask why the heaviness keeps finding us, why everything suddenly feels out of control. But the truth is, not all darkness comes to punish. Some of it is sent to awaken us. Aries, this isn't the end. It's a beginning, a sacred initiation, a trial by fire meant for your soul alone. Every great flame is forged in fierce heat, and so are you. The fears, the broken dreams, the losses that weigh your heart, they're not curses. They're tools of the universe, shaping you into your strongest form. When the world and the star appear together, they no longer speak of suffering, they symbolize rebirth. The world closes an old cycle, asking you to look back with gratitude. The star lights a new one, rekindling faith after the storm. Together, they don't just promise a bright future, they reveal that you're slowly becoming the person destiny has always wanted you to be. You've walked a rough road lately. There were moments you wanted to give up, but in those moments, the universe was watching and smiling. Because even when your body trembled, your heart kept beating. That heartbeat was proof your soul never surrendered, and that alone means you've already passed the first test of awakening. Now, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Imagine a small flame burning in the center of your chest. At first, it's fragile, flickering, afraid of being snuffed out. But the moment you trust it, it grows, it brightens, until your whole being is surrounded by warm, healing light. This fire doesn't burn, it mends. It carries every memory you've lived and turns them into strength. This is your moment to rise, not to prove anything to anyone, but to affirm one simple truth. You're still here. You still breathe. You still have a mission. Say it with me, even if only in your mind. I reclaim my energy. I am protected by the sacred fire. When you say it, it's not only the universe that hears, your soul does too. And in that instant, every broken piece of you begins to return, fitting back together brighter, stronger, realer than before. Do you see now? The one you thought was your enemy was only sent to make you look inward, to teach you how to choose light even as everything falls apart. They're not your punishment, they're your mirror. And when you look into that mirror now, you no longer see fear, you see a warrior, staring straight at destiny with eyes that burn like stars. The trial of faith is never easy, but it's always fair. It reminds us that faith isn't born on sunny days, it's forged in the long, sleepless nights when no hope is in sight. Because only when you learn to trust in the dark does the light truly mean something. And when you emerge from this passage, Aries, you won't be the same. You'll be the version of yourself that has walked through fire, been purified, and discovered that strength isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward even when fear still whispers your name. From this moment on, as the flame within you awakens, old limits will begin to melt away. What once hurt will become your lesson. What once broke, you will become your foundation. And somewhere, beneath the ashes of your past, something new is beginning to rise, gentle as a seedling, yet steady as the first light of dawn returning to the sky. Aries. As this journey reaches its final chapter, you'll begin to see that every storm, every collapse, every sleepless night was never meant to destroy you, but to open a door toward a deeper understanding of who you are. In these past days, you've walked through fear, through doubt, through the kind of silence that feels endless. And yet, somewhere within that exhaustion, something stirred quietly, gently a small light, barely noticeable, but strong enough to illuminate the darkest corners of your heart. The universe has never abandoned you. It only pushed you to the edge so you could see the strength that was always yours. The judgment the cards speak of is not punishment, it's divine fairness, the balance of destiny restoring itself. What belongs to you will find its way back at the right time, in the right form. The wounds that once broke you will begin to heal in silence. Lies will dissolve when the light of truth finally touches them. And justice both of the soul and of the world will return, just as the dawn always finds its way after the longest rain. In the next 21 days, your energy will go through a powerful cleansing. People and connections that no longer serve your path will quietly fall away. Those who truly care will stay steady, simple, and real. Let everything unfold as it's meant to. You don't need to hold on. You don't need to fight what's leaving. Just walk forward in peace, because this path has already been written for you. Trust the fire inside you, the one that has burned through countless cold nights without needing anyone to witness it. That fire is proof you are more than just a sign under the stars. You are the soul of fire itself, fierce, radiant, eternal. And when the storms have passed, you'll realize something profound. It wasn't the world that changed, it was you. You've become lighter, wiser, more grateful, because now you understand light never disappears. It only hides, waiting for you to be brave enough to find it again. So bow softly to life, Aries, not out of weakness, but out of understanding. Because every ache, every fall, every silent miracle was a sacred lesson leading you back home to yourself. Thank the universe for the pain that shaped you, for the grace that healed you, for every quiet moment that turned you into who you are today, steadfast, shining, and full of compassion. And before this chapter closes, remember one thing. Even in the deepest darkness, the fire within you was never meant to fade. It was meant to light the way. No matter how the world changes, keep that flame alive in your heart. Because when you shine, the world around you finds its way home too. Thank you, Aries, for listening, for allowing me to walk beside your brave soul in this sacred journey. May you move forward with peace, clarity, and the radiant light that's always been yours. Until we meet again in the next chapter of your life, where every new beginning waits for you in the gentlest glow of dawn.